the natural fact. Uh-huh. Put this phone in the holder. There you go. Give y'all a few minutes to come in. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Late night vibes. Come on in, let's talk. One of my subscribers wanted to talk about Diddy. Now, y'all know when this first happened, I came out here and we talked about Diddy at least once a week, but it got kind of boring because it was the same old thing over and over and over and just a repeater yesterday, but things are changing. When this guy came into the chat last night, late night, um, it made me go look and see what was really going on with Diddy today. Well, there was some breaking news today. So y'all come on in so we can talk about what happened today. It's getting wild. Hollywood is getting really weird now. Get myself together while y'all coming in so I can see what y'all talking about. Oh no. Hold your horses. I see you coming. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Because that's what the subscriber asked me. He said, Ms.V, how are we supposed to make it in the music industry? Apparently, it's getting rough out there. But I would only think that it's getting pretty bad for those who were in the rapping industry. Because you still got Jay-Z out there for now. And he and Diddy were basically on the same level. So I don't really know because I'm being perfectly honest. This is something I was asked to talk about that I don't know a whole lot about the music industry. The business part of it, I don't know too much about that. But I did find an article out there tonight that Diddy's lover was unalived. Have y'all heard anything about that? Hey, Madison, how you doing? Now, supposedly, according to Open Eyes News, Diddy had a lover in prison. And this person had kind of feminine traits and stuff, and they were even dating inside of prison. They would be in corners and off from the general public whenever they got the opportunity. But my thing is about this whole thing is, did someone do this? Obviously, it's an inside job. Okay. But was someone paid to do this inside? We talking about Diddy tonight, Corey. And what happened, what I read today is that his inside lover, hey Helen, was unalived. So things are kind of spiraling out of control right now. Of course, they had Jay-Z's picture up there with him too, because Jay-Z has really distanced himself from Diddy in these last few months since he's been in prison. Well, you can kind of understand that. If they were friends, of course, he's supposed to know a lot about what his friend was doing. They in the same business and they traveled in the same circles and they were in, well, I don't know if Diddy was in Jay-Z's home, but Jay-Z has been seen in Diddy's home with the wild parties. Corey thinks that all these rappers are gay. Hey, Eon, good morning. Is it morning yet? No, it ain't morning here. It might be morning where you are, but I'm going to say hello to you. Amelia is back. How you doing? So it just seems like the whole Hollywood scene now is spiraling out of control. There's a lot of theories out there. It's a massive takedown that's getting ready to take place. I see it coming. By May, when his trial is supposed to come up, either Diddy is going to sing like a canary, mockingbird, or whatever, or he gonna take some people down. He ain't going. He pretty much knows right now that he ain't gonna get out of this. He ain't gonna walk like he thought he was gonna walk when he first went in there. He in there. And I don't care whether they give him life or they give him 40 or 50 years. His life is over. Even if they only gave him 5, he will never rise to the top again. Rex boys say Hollywood is horrible. I'm good, Amelia. No more Diddy parties. Unless his sons, get in the game. He does have sons that can go out there and get in the game. But other than that, I pretty much feel like you feel. And them partying days is over. It's no longer the jet flying across country, out the country, the mansions. He lived a very, very lavish lifestyle. He was on top of his game. But when you stop and you look back on it, here is a man who came from zero to a hero in the music industry. And you have to think that he didn't make himself get to where he was, to that level. Somebody supported him and helped him get there. They were in this together, the people who were over him. So it's a lot of people could be involved. We only know the players in the game that they were playing, that were music artists. But it's the ones on top of them who made them. That's the ones that didn't know he got to worry about. And everybody else out there, Jay-Z, all of them got to worry about the ones that made them. Because they don't want to be involved in this stuff. They don't want to have nothing to do with it. Can you blame them? I wouldn't. I just think that the whole world is crumbling right about now because nobody wants their name dragged off into this stuff. And I don't think many of the small players that attended that party or the parties that he had, I don't think they're going to be a contributing factor. If they're going to get Diddy, they're going to have to get the people who made Diddy, is my opinion. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's just my opinion. And he actively believes now that his buddy or ex-buddy, I don't know what their relationship is, Jay-Z, is actively involved. He was described today as being depressed, out of control. He's afraid to eat. He's losing weight. He's scared for his life in there now. Because if they'll take out his jailhouse lover, they're sending him a message. It could have been you. And if you don't shut your mouth, it's going to be you. He's in danger. He's in grave danger up in there. He's with notorious criminals. His empire has collapsed. The walls are closing in on him. The life he once lived, he'll no longer ever live it again. He was a very powerful individual in the music industry. He had everybody in his back pocket that he needed in there because not only was he making money, he was making them money also. Everybody was getting rich from Diddy up. Now, the ones that he was making underneath him, they will never have the money that he had because they don't have that top connection. Yeah, he made Usher, he made Justin Bieber, but they will never have the money he had unless they can reach that pinnacle of the top who made Diddy. It's looking bleak. It's no use for him. He can't be trusted. I just wonder if it's a calculated plan that happened today. And what is the real message that they are sending him? This is just speculation on my part that They're letting him know you're not untouchable anymore. You're not an icon anymore. You can crumble, and he has. He doesn't have the dollar amount. He's no longer a billionaire. He's falling into the millions, and the millions are falling fast. When you got to keep high-powered attorneys on the case like he has, and they're working around the clock every day, whether they're working or not working, they charging them for it. And they can't get him out of there before his trial comes up. You don't have to be a mastermind to figure nothing out. You should just know. It is what it is. He has no longer any image of himself and no control. And it makes you stop and wonder who's next in line. They got him now. Do you think they're going to let him go down by himself without taking some more folks down with them? I don't think so. There's a lot of theories out there. Everybody is talking about it all over social media. And it's a lot of power plays out there right now because there's still a lot of money left out there. Big Troll, you gone. I'm sick of you. I'm going to report you for harassment, okay, of me. And what else I need to do? Okay. Now, let YouTube deal with you. We can't have a serious conversation without y'all coming in here, half brain dead. And you can't even enjoy the conversation, or you can't even get into the conversation. What's up, Carla? How you doing, Carla? So it's explosive right now. Everything about Hollywood is explosive. Dink is in the building. He says there are other parties. Diddy definitely did not work alone. I don't think so either, Dink. You are absolutely correct. There will be others. I think so. I think that they had to get him in order to get the other ones. And they watched him for a long time when he didn't even know they were looking. He was just as shocked as you and I when they stopped him in that hotel and took him down. Because you remember all day that day, he knew he was in New York for a reason because he knew he had to go in. Okay? But he didn't know them people was going to come get him. They didn't even take a chance of letting him come on his own. No, we finna take you in now. When he went up the first time to try to get off, the second time, the third time, that within itself should have told me, ain't no sense in me wasting no more money here. The best I can do is try to get out of this prison and get into a better prison. Because I don't see you ever coming walking on solid ground again. And I'm sure the lavish lifestyle that he once lived, it's hard on him. It's hard on him mentally. It's hard on him physically because he doesn't have that much space that he can even do anything in. And all eyes are on him. There is also supposedly a lot of people inside the prison that don't like him. So he's probably not getting enough rest either. How can you sleep sound and get a good night's rest when you don't know what's going to happen to you at any given time? Now, when he first got in there, it was kind of different because he was buying his way through there. But now, them people don't care nothing about him. And if he used anything or did anything to any of those people inside, they have little groups up in there. He don't even know who's a part of what and who can do what. He just got there. He hasn't really been with the general population like that. He's in trouble. Dink is saying, I'm from New York and I attended several parties during Harlem Week. a lot of pioneers of hip hop were doing some strange things. I was there and I saw it years ago. I've never been around those people in my life. I'm glad I didn't, because it would have probably freaked me out. Just the description of his home. Once you leave the front part of the home and how they described how gothic and how weird it was. That within itself, and then you going into these strange tunnels that lead to nowhere, and it's like a maze, and once you get in there, you don't know how to get out. Well, that didn't happen overnight. Somebody built that. It's a lot of discovery that needs to be done. And they built it with neighbors around them. But I guess nobody really paid attention because it was all inside. And the house is massive. Let's see. Let me go back up. Diddy sacrifice Biggie. So it's time to pay Sean Combs. That's been said. A lot of people from what's out here on social media have been sacrificed, including a bunch of kids. It's a lot of mysterious deaths have come up in the music industry. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. I mean, you could just go on and on. Small people and big people. It's like they had to go because apparently they knew something. Prince. What did these people know that they had to be sacrificed? Tupac. Watch High Street Paranormal Confession video, guys. Okay, Master Shredder. And y'all welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Caller says, I believe a lot of people know a lot of things and they hushing. But the one that I would like to know from, and I think it's coming, is Justin Bieber. Bieber and Usher were kids when they went into Diddy's world. And Bieber has not really said anything. Do you think he's waiting to that perfect moment, or he's waiting until he knows Diddy is off the street because he don't want to be sacrificed also? Hey, Miss V, hope you're living well. Just dropping off a like for you quick. Thank you, really do. I appreciate that. Y'all hit the like button too on the way in or out. No, Tech Fast, we haven't. He wouldn't be my cup of tea even if he was a broke man. He doesn't meet my standard of living. It's a person that I would think if I was with him, I would always be nervous and scared because of his weird behavior. It wouldn't be about money. He couldn't attract me with his money. Not all the things that's been out there for years. I mean, of course, once he went to jail, a lot of stuff started coming out. But this stuff has been talked about for years. And I guess they waited until the perfect time when they had enough evidence on him to really nab him and take him down. But back to Beaver. I just think with him, he knows everything. From him being drugged, from him being raped, and we don't know whatever else went down with him from a little boy. He grew up with this. I just can't understand his mom leaving him there with a stranger just because he was a millionaire and just because he was making money. Why didn't she stay with him? That's what I want to know. He was too young to be left behind in the US of A, and she went on to Canada. She went on back. Same thing with Usher. Where was his parents? Would you do it? Would you drop your child just because he's a millionaire? Huh? small group of people having control of a country. Wow, sounds like the United States, Trump, Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerbergs. We are screwed. We'll know that pretty soon too, Jump the Fence. I mean, this man is live every day, and he hasn't taken office yet. And I listen to him sometimes, and I'm like, man, if we are in a world of trouble, because we don't have a clue what he's going to do. And a lot of the things that he's talking about, he going to do them. Kenya says, no way. No way with me, Kenya. I mean, I'm living all right without all of that. And the fact that I may not even never see my son again with all the foul play and all the stuff that surrounded him. Dink says the question is to whom and what are they sacrificing people for or abusing people for? I think they should investigate the real power players like Clive Davis and Jimmy Irvin. You know it had to be something. Dink, I was trying to find your name, with the situation with Whitney Houston and her daughter. Now, why she was sacrificed, I don't know. I don't. That man went on with the whatever he was having in the hotel that night that she was supposed to be there for. He didn't stop that show. He went on with that. Okay, she gone, but the show must go on. That's the way it came across. I remember Wendy Williams talked about Diddy often on her show, and it wasn't good. Wendy Williams, is something happened with her in that Diddy stuff too. Carla, remember when her health got bad? And then, what's the last one? The comedian. He's blaming what happened to him. That man laid up in the hospital forever and ever. Okay. So I don't get the whole thing. And I'm kind of hoping May hurry ups and come so we can just go head on and be done with it once and for all and find out what really happened. Because the truth, I believe, they already know. His lawyers know. And they know they won't be able to protect him. What's up, Queen? How you doing? I'm waiting on some of my moderators to come in. I just been ignoring some folks. They just keep on typing and I just keep on ignoring them. You live scrolling, didn't get notification. I'm sure it's probably more because I don't even see Miss Audrey here. She said she was coming back. Yes, you're right, Ms.V. Okay. And Carla speaking to you, to Gisty. But you know, I had to do a little thinking this morning about this before I came out here tonight also. This is of the devil. When you go back in history, a lot of this stuff is of the devil. All the labels have life insurance on their artists. For the most part, they own their masters, publishing their likeness in life and death. Okay, so you know a little bit about the industry. I don't know that much, and I don't see the guy in here who asked me to come and talk about this tonight. He doesn't have any more evidence on him since the fire burned it all. What you mean? What fire burned it all? They had the evidence before the fire, baby. They remember they went in there and got everything out that house they needed when they raided the house, Pinfold. So I don't know what you talking about. That's not true. They raided those houses months ago. And the house has been sitting up there empty. I'm sick of you. I'm going to report you. I just don't understand folks like you. You sick, you need help. Go get the help you need. Give me a brief minute. I've been ignoring his ass and I'm just sick of him. Okay. Hello, first time seeing channel. How are you doing? I'm good, Jeremy. Welcome to Chatting with Ms. V. I started coming on late night a while back, and then I got away from it, and then I started coming back out last night and decided, I'll meet new people late night. Um, let's see. I love when they hate on us. They can't be us, and they are very jealous of it. Rolling on the floor laughing. It's sad, but that's who they are. Okay. Just saying the same old stupid stuff like I'm finna read it. I'm not. Because that's not what we're talking about. If you want to get in a conversation, talk about what we want to talk about, and then I'll read it. Otherwise, I'm not. Can I please welcome you? Did you speak? North Tide. That's normally what you do over here. We speak first. And see, you talking about something crazy. I don't yap, I chat. So you gone. Okay, I just keep removing your comments and keep rolling. But that's what the just subscribe, love to all from Ohio. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that. And be sure you come into the chat. I usually come on around 10 in the morning, and our topics are different. Every time I come out here, I talk a lot about what the people in my chat give me to talk about. And when I don't talk about it, it's something that I choose to talk about. Okay. It doesn't appear that my people got their that my moderators got their notifications. And YouTube has been bad about that lately. So we just gonna ignore L and let him just be stupid in here tonight. And hopefully somebody will see the comments and him and North Tide will get tired after a while, or they'll say the wrong thing and YouTube will take them out. That's what we can hope for over here. So it's the secrecy for me. It's the scandals for me. It's the paranoia now that this man is going through. You know, his health is going to go bad real soon. Very soon. Because there's too much stress in his life, and stress kills. Hey, Latina, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Late night. Come on in. We're talking about what happened with Diddy today. Apparently, Diddy's lover in jail was unalive sometime today. It came out in the news this evening when I was looking at it. Hey, Miss Vivian, how you doing? Let me see what you're saying, Miss Vivian. Just getting to work, still in the parking lot. I'm going in and listen in. I will hit the like button. Thank you, Miss Vivian. I appreciate that. What's up, Kiwa? Sweet, beautiful, love you more. Thank you. Hit the like button since you love me so much, and hit the subscribe button, okay? So that's basically, I wanted to go into a little bit of history of the music industry and tell you about the first rappers. Jeremy said Diddy got the devil in him. Wait a minute. Let me try to see what you're saying. Dink. So many people are paying attention to Diddy while so many artists that were on Empire Records were killed, died, or just disappeared. It's a crazy industry for sure. Appreciate your conversation. Thank you, Dink. So, rapping has been around for a long time. And I had to go back and think about who were the first rappers out here long before Diddy and Jay-Z came out here. But they never made the money. And where did it start and where did it come from? In my research, I found out the first rappers were MCs and DJs. And they performed at parties in the Bronx. This would have been in the 1970s. DJ Kool Herc was a Jamaican rapper. He was back in 1973. He used the breakthrough. I think it was called breakbeat technique. After him came Grandmaster Flash, not necessarily in this order, but they all came out around the same time doing the same thing. Then we had DJ Hollywood, the first DJ that came out and scratched the records. We had Grand Wizard, the inventor of the record scratch. Curtis Blow, you probably heard of him. He was the pioneer of rap. He did Christmas rapping when he first came out. Hey, Carol. And he sold over 400,000 copies. The Sugar Hill Gang was late in the game. They came out in the late 70s, around 1979. And they had the first commercial successful song of rap. Grandmaster Flash, Furious Five, Cold Crush Brothers, all started doing MC and DJ. This is where rap all started. Everybody else came after them. But we know that the last two are probably the richest of all the rappers out there, which is Jay-Z and Diddy. What about Clive Davis, Carr? Jeremy says, Satan before the fall was the angel in charge of art and music. That is why he uses these people. Exactly. I did a little research on that also. And let me see if I can find what was said about him. The devil and music are connected in a number of ways, including the idea that the devil is associated with evil and that some musicians made deals with the devil. Now, if you go, biblically speaking, to Ezekiel 28 and 13, it tells you about the pipes and the timbrels, and they were created for him on the day he was created. K Caller said DJ Grandmaster had a YouTube channel not too long ago. Oh, really, Caller? Well, I be. So he's still alive. I didn't know that. So he was, like it was said in the chat, a powerful angel of God. You find that off in Revelations around 14 and 2. That it states in that voices from heaven as the voice of many waters and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of the harpers harping with the harps. So music has been around forever. It's just that we relate to the music of today through the times we have lived. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss nobody. I'm good. So along comes Diddy. And Diddy did rap, which to me, I never cared for rap. Because when after the first ones, the DJs and the MCs came out, it got a little vulgar there in the 80s. And I didn't appreciate nobody coming out talking about bees and all that stuff. I mean, it was just downright disrespectful, the rappers of the 80s when they came out. It kind of calmed down a little bit, but it was always them telling a story, just like music does in the rap game. But they went too low for me. I give Diddy credit for this. He's a hell of a businessman, or was, to even get to the level that he got to. But he didn't use his talents to the best of his ability. Why go to all those extents that he went to? The parties didn't have to go that far. Why couldn't they be normal, regular house parties? The money initially came from the street drug dealers and such. During that time, African Bambate was the first pedophile of hip hop. Oh, wow. I did see his name, but I didn't look him up. I'm glad you in here. Okay. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. All right. So it just seemed like it just went too far too long. And now it's corrupt. I don't know how they can turn it around now. And I'm not sure if Jay-Z is going to be able to continue to make the kind of money he used to make because of his association with Diddy, for no other reason. I'm not going to ever come out here and accuse him of doing what Diddy has done. But, you know, he's associated. And that's just the way it is. I mean, I do not have not one mod in here today. And the trolls are trolling. But let them troll. They're running up my views. I appreciate them. And I need to get the likes up also. I have 35 people in here and only 24 likes. Okay. That means y'all out there in the bushes need to hit the like button. Don't come up in here trying to tell me nothing and you ain't hit no like button. Don't do it. So a lot of people's worlds center around Diddy. I don't know. He's asking, why did Russell Simmons run? I don't know. A lot of them are running. Supposedly, Kanye West, he gone because he's saying they set him up when you talk to him or you listen to him. So I have no idea. Okay, happy birthday, Aaliyah 46. Oh, it's today her birthday, Darwin? I didn't know that. There's another one that died young in the music industry. Y'all know doggone well that pilot should have never took off if the plane was supposedly overloaded. That seems like another sacrifice to me. You go free him then, Tim. If you want it free, go free him. You got all right. You can leave tonight and be in New York in a couple of hours and there when everything opens up in the morning. You can do that. He was Diddy before Diddy. They all knew. You think so? I think a lot of them did know. I'll agree with that. But they let him take the fall for it. They didn't do the parties. He did the parties. They just attended the parties. But I would like to know who stayed after 12 o'clock because apparently that's when things were supposed to get real eerie and weird after 12. Power without the Almighty will corrupt the soul. That's why Satan gives them what they want on to separate from the light. Freaks will freaks no more crime. Pretty much. Pretty much. That's what you think and that's how you feel. I don't know. But it's just too much now. So, I mean, once I stopped and I thought about it and I connected and I looked back and I thought about where did music start and where it began and how Satan was kicked out and became who he was. I mean, from Lucifer to whoever he is now and how he can live through us. Hey, Miss Cynthia. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. You can't expect too much from it. Not even in the gospel sector. I'm sure it's a lot of stuff going down in there too. And we just don't hear about it as much as you do, in the worldly sector, I'm going to call it. It's just more than you can comprehend. And now I'm looking at Beyonce's daughter out there. She's still a child. And she's off into that world too. And it's going to be a different world for her than it was for her mother, because her parents, Beyonce's parents, were not in the music world. Her father worked in a plant, engineer, I believe he was. I might be mistaken on that. But he had a regular job. And her mother was a beautician here in Houston. So he quit his job in order to be with his daughter out there and to get her to where she is. Later, they had to fall out when the mom and the dad divorced and all of that. And then the baby came up and all that other drama that happened. But she started with her daddy. In this case of Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy, she started off in the music industry with them. And I just see her growing up so fast. It bothers me. She's out there on stage with her mother. She's not exactly dressing like a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, whatever she is. And you putting her out there with all those devils and yourself they ain't right. Because once you got to Hollywood, you found out, because you've been involved in it for a long time now. Almost 20 years, I'm assuming. So I just don't know. And I pray for the little girl that she has a successful career, but that she also gets something up here. And she's going to have a lot of street sense in order not to be taken down by the devils out there. Because everybody don't like that couple. And people these days will go after your children to get to you. It's some demonic people out there today. They will do and they will say anything and everything. They don't have to know the truth. It don't have to be nothing you did to them. They just evil old people. Let me see what you're saying, Dink. I know after hanging out at the tunnel in New York, there was a club called the Cat Club. Everything went. Ask about that. Oh, wow. And the drugs and stuff that goes down in those places too. Now, it's some drugs out there that make you do and say some crazy stuff. And them drugs that was going on in Diddy's home also, you got to think about that. Them people just was out of it once they drank one little glass. I had my wine in this earlier. If that'll take you down, where you out of it and you can't even remember when you come back, and you got to have an IV put in your vein, what was in there and where did that stuff come from? It's boxes that came in there into that house with that stuff in it, already made up. It ain't make it up in there. You ain't heard no maid or no cook or nobody said that was made up in there. But I saw a lot of videos that were out here about boxes being picked up in the alley and stuff like that. He had a lot going on. I don't know how he did all that stuff he was doing. Apparently, he didn't sleep too much himself. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you. Let me heart you. But I just don't think I could have lived that kind of life for that long. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Okay, thank you. All right, let me see if I can get it down so I can get back to the comments. There we go. Miss Cynthia says, at work listening, will catch the replay. Okay, it must have went back up on me. Let me come down here. Tajisti is saying, where are you, Tajisti? I saw you earlier. Our faith teaches us not to listen to any music if it's not worshiping God. And that's a good thing. It really is. You know, I like a lot of R&B music because it's talking about love songs. But I wouldn't necessarily say that's not of God if it's talking about just love between two people. Now, if they start getting too raunchy about what they doing in the bed and, you know, effing this and effing that, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Dink have lots of knowledge, and he does, about the music world. I am so glad he bopped off in here tonight. Dink, I was involved from the mid 80s to 2000s. I was attempting to become an artist and I have receipts. Oh, wow. So what made you stop? What happened in your life? I wished I was on StreamYard. Man, I'm gonna have to just start using StreamYard because I would love for you to come up and talk about it tonight. Let me see. Hold on. Jeremy, I thought country music just told a story. I mean, it's funny to me a lot of stuff they be talking about because they'll talk about the chicken that crossed the road, got hit by the dog in the car, and this and the bit by the dog and hit by the car. That's country to me. Yeah, and it's the twang too. Those R&B live songs are about Lucifer. Listen only to Psalms, says Vlog. Okay. Um. Carla saying, "Oh wow, Dink." Okay, let me see. Cavalier, Daniel, hi. People so ignorant and doesn't understand music. They're just dancing. I don't know. A lot of times, and I'm guilty of this, listening to the beat and not really listening to the words. I'm guilty of that. And then when I go back and listen to the words, I'm like, oh my God. Vlogs is giving love. What you laughing at, Tajisti? If they took the greatest MJ, anybody can. That's true. Don't forget Prince. His was a little mysterious to me also. Chevalier, to be close to God, you listen cultural music. Tajisti's in here. She's saying the same thing, Cavalier. Okay. And then the last two got held for review. But I just don't know where's the new music for 21st century. Now that these people are falling by the wayside, what is the new music and where is it going? Now I've already seen Beyonce kind of push herself into country. And that was a big thing too. They didn't like that. You know, she came out R&B and now she's trying to do some country music too. And it was a question as to whether she was a country and western singer. I don't feel like you should be able to sing whatever you want. If you want to go to a different genre of music, what's wrong with that? That's just my opinion. Chevalier says voodoo music talking about life, mystery, and everything. I don't know what voodoo music is. Mm-mm. And I love going to New Orleans, but it's a lot of voodoo stuff go on down there in those French quarters, and they selling a lot of that stuff. And those people down there, for the most part, a lot of them, especially back in the day, I don't know about this new generation, they honestly believed in that stuff. It was a man in my hometown that used to pay my brother to drive him down there and get whatever it was, the powdered stuff. He owned a little juke house. And the man not too far from him, within the same block, it was Jesse's and Dorsey's juke houses. And he would go down there and put it around his place and think that the people were going to come over there and trade with him. Then Miss Jess would go down and get him some and put it around his place and think he going to draw him over there next week. That is how they thought, people. It was the funniest thing to me when my brother would come back home and tell us about it. And they would pay him to drive him down there, feed him. He sit in the car. They go get the stuff, put it in the trunk, and they drive from New Orleans back to Monroe. True story. He's still alive today. I could bring him out here and he could tell you, the oldest brother. Yes. Creep Up is laughing. Dink, trying to go independent got very expensive. I had children. I had to go to work. I was consuming a lot of alcohol and popping pills, and I just didn't fit. Well, it's a good thing that you saw it, you got out of it, and you were able to move on with your life and make something of it. And your children didn't have to go through that bad experience, because the alcohol and popping pills was going to go to the next level sooner or later. That wasn't going to satisfy you. That wasn't going to get that high you really wanted, because it just sounds like that high that you were on right there was just to cover up the problems that you were going through. Let me see. I think these are all just troll comments. Opioid abuse has been around a long time. And it's bad in some areas of the country. It's worse in some areas of the country than it is. Like here in the South, I don't think it's quite as bad as when I lived on the East Coast. Jeremy say, check out Dax. He's a good rapper. Okay. I'm still trying to get over Prince leaving way too soon. And it was such a shock. It was like he was here, he was gone. I feel you, Carla. I don't understand why people think the devil free Haiti. I don't understand why people think the devil free Haiti. I don't know about that. Now I'm going to go back down and catch the comment, because there was another comment down here. Tim done talked all night long and ain't got one comment read. Not at all. Cavalier said, Tim, I wish you voodoo. You have to keep up. I just aged out. What you mean, Dick? I'm trying to keep up between the trolls and people that's making good sense. What you mean, Carla? That sounds too funny, Ms.V. Man, I just be expressing my feelings how it really is. Get him, Chevalier, and let me get him out of here. I wished I could take him out for good, but I didn't make myself the manager, and I got to go back in there and do that when I don't have moderators. This is the first time I've ever come on that I did not have a moderator in here. My family make my kids, again, go against you? Why? I'm good. This is a part and my mission. Listen, Joel, too, you will understand. Think Haiti was freed by the devil. Okay. God freed Haiti. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I have family still in the business. Look up Hand to Hand Entertainment. That's my family and crew. Where my ink pen? Hand and Hand Entertainment. What kind of music is it, Dink? I'm writing it down so I won't forget. Is it R&B? What, a gospel? What kind of music is it? I went to Ohio once. My daughter did her intern in Ohio. And how did we do that? I got to think about it. We drove up there together, stopped in Birmingham, picked up family there, and they drove over in their car because she was taking her SUV up there for the summer. She did an intern up there in the summer. I don't remember what school it was, but I remember there was a music group on the Ohio River that night, and we sit out there and listen to them. And then we left out the next day. And she did her intern, and then I flew up there when she finished and helped her drive her SUV back. Because I rode back with my sister and her husband in order not to um, have to go back so soon, like just ride up there and fly right back. I spent a few days in Birmingham and then flew from Birmingham back to Houston. Yeah, so I have been to Ohio once. That's it, Jeremy. Oh, it's hip hop dink? Okay, I got you. Lordy, Lordy, baby, you went to sleep and Miss Audrey, would you get Tim's out of here? I am sick of him. I gotta go make myself a manager moderator because baby, I didn't have for the first time. I had no moderators tonight. On a commercial, laughing. How's everyone? We're good. We're good. We're just about to get off of here. Thank you, Miss Audrey, for coming in. I wish you had been in here in the beginning because I was just removing them. I did not make myself a managing moderator where I could take them out for good. I could just remove the comments, but I guarantee I'm going down there on that computer tomorrow and make myself a managing moderator because Tim almost drove me stone to the bone crazy, just saying the same thing over and over, and it ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about and irritating people. Let's see. Dink going to look you guys up. Jeremy saying that. Okay, Jeremy, I wrote it down too so I can look them up. Carla saying, hey, Audrey, good to see you. It was getting crazy with no mods in here. I almost made you to just to anybody a mod. Carla, yeah, for real, for real. My day ones, my stay ones. Hey, Lady JJ, how you doing? Okay, you too. And thank you so much for coming in, Dink. Hit our lives more often. You had great conversation and a lot to offer tonight in the commentary about the music industry. And I'm going to look up your folks so when I see you in here again, we can discuss it. Mac, please catch the replay. I only stay on an hour and I try to get off after an hour because the people who have to catch the replays catch the ads and stuff too. And I saw a great ad they put on there today. It's a whiskey ad, but it's French. They ain't never put that one on there before. And the man is speaking all in French, and you can only get it, but it's at a department store. That was strange to me. I had never seen that ad before. No problem. You don't have to apologize. When you're tired, you're tired. Look up Blue Legacy. Okay, that's another one. Ding. Okay, Blue Legacy. Okay, I got that one too, and I already got hand written down. Okay. Carla says, great conversation with you, Dink, and it was, and thank you. We appreciate you coming in. Lady JJ and under the same banner. Okay, got it. All right, so going to look it up after the live, Dink. God bless you. And bless all of you new people who coming in. Please hit the like button and subscribe for me, please. I'm trying to move on. And I really appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in tonight to hear about the latest on Diddy. That's how we started off. God bless you as well, Dink. And his so-called jailhouse lover who was unalive today. Hey, Jamie from London, UK. Jungle, bless you and thank you. Hit the like button, catch the replay for me, and subscribe. This has been my commentary tonight. What happened to Diddy? Nothing happened to Diddy. It was his jailhouse lover that I read about that was unalive today in jail. So when we came on, you have to catch the replay to Gisty because I was talking about all about that in the very beginning of it. I don't think you came in until like midway, but catch the replay and you'll find out all about it. If I start all the way over again, that's another 30 minutes. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all for coming in. Hit the like button on the way out, please. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. I'm out.